Hi, I'm Freeman. I'm a nurse practitioner at City of Hope, and we are going to be showing you some clips from a film based on a book I wrote called Resilient Hearts. I wrote Resilient Hearts kind of as a therapy session because at the time I had about 8 patients that were very close to me die within a 2-week period. And I had one patient in particular that I had gotten very close to, and I knew about journaling and thought maybe what I could do is rewrite his story. So this book was kind of a therapy. And it really also stemmed from another book I wrote as a reference tool about how to improve care of the dying. It's got a really long title, Compassionate Person-Centered Care of the Dying. And I was actually given a Book of the Year award from the Journal of American Nursing Society. And I found in trying to explain how to improve end-of-life care, I could do it better when I told stories. And although that book was successful, I still had a lot of stories to tell. So I decided I would take my therapy session with Cooper and expand it to some of the other experiences I've had or have heard about and combine them into a group of characters and show how a palliative care team could really make the difference in their lives. So that's how Resilient Hearts, the novel, came about. Then I decided if I really wanted to teach people and reach people in the public and healthcare providers, I needed a film.
Thank you for taking the time to join us, Michael.
You're welcome.
But it's that delicate balance of humor and compassion that I wanted to show, because I think that truly is what helps us be resilient. We don't appreciate the role playfulness and humor should play in the kind of work we do.
All I really want is to go home and be with my family. We honestly do understand what's happening here. We get it. And we want to thank you all for your concern and compassion. I know I'm in good hands. I know you've done everything possible for me. And I thank you.
The first is going to be a family meeting, and what it is trying to show is how important it is to keep lines of communication open and that everybody is on the same page and understands what's happening. And this stemmed from working with patients that needed to be deeply sedated, or another term for it is palliative sedation. And I found that if people understand what you're doing, they are less likely to get upset and panic. And I wanted to show an example would be to do this through a family meeting. We have a social worker, we have physicians available, and they all sit down and talk and really help that family and answer their questions.
So we're here today to talk about what's going on. Perhaps you can start, Dr. Crawford?
So, as you both know, your father is very sick and in a lot of pain. And the only way that we can manage that pain right now is just by putting him deeply asleep, almost like someone who's about to have surgery. It's the only way that we can keep him comfortable.
We know this is bad. Dad warned us this could happen. We just want you to do what's best for him.
I feel like everyone's given up.
Isn't there something more you can do?
I am so sorry, but no. There is nothing more that we can medically do in order to stop the cancer that's spreading from his spinal fluid up into his brain. It's causing him horrible pain. And now we just want to focus on managing that pain.
We're not giving up on your father. We know you care about him deeply and love him. And we care about him deeply
Then help
too.
him. Don't just let him die.
Your father has fought very hard, but his body is tired. Now, this type of cancer does not have a cure. He's only going to progress and his pain will get worse. Right now, we need to do what's important for him.
So what are you gonna do?
We're going to keep his pain pump settings right where they are. And we're going to add an additional IV medication called Ativan. The problem is, your father will be in a deep sleep, and he won't be able to talk to you, eat, or drink.
And we want to make sure everybody is comfortable with this plan.
Honey, this is what your father wanted. He didn't want to suffer. So you're just gonna kill him.
No. Tiffany, no. Unfortunately, it is the cancer that is killing your father. This is the only way that we can keep him from dying in pain. The body cannot digest food when someone is actively dying. It's so normal for them not to drink. I wish there was an easier way, but there isn't.
Can we talk to him and say goodbye before the medicine gets started?
Of course. No, he's just getting a single dose of the medication. We're not going to start the continuous medication until you're ready.
The next clip you're going to see is about a patient who has end-stage heart disease. He's now had another heart attack and has been told that there is no medical treatment for him and that he is dying, that his heart can no longer function well enough to support him. This character is kind of a combination of several people. My father-in-law, who died of end-stage heart disease, but also an incident that I had working with several patients who did not have code statuses discussed with them, and basically the nurses were told, well, just wait, and if his heart stops, then we'll do all this resuscitation. And the nurses were real frustrated about that because they didn't want to put this patient through it, because no matter how much you do chest compressions, pump drugs in, do all these other procedures, if their heart is not functioning properly, those don't make any difference.
Hey, Thomas. Hey. This is Dr. Stiphen. Hi. We're here to see how we can make you more comfortable.
Hi. Well, my cardiologist told me I just had another heart attack. He doesn't want to do any more procedures because my heart is too weak, so I guess this is it. I've had a good life, and if it's my time, well, that's okay.
I'm so sorry what you're going through, Mr. Brownrigg. And if there's any way that we can help, we're here.
Thanks. You guys can call me Thomas, especially after I tried to kill you on a daily basis.
About that, how long have you been working at St. Mary's?
Oh, I've been in housekeeping, doing floor work for about 2 years. I do it just to feel useful. See, after my wife died, I just didn't want to wait around for my turn. We were married for 35 years.
So do you have a living will, or do you have a designated caregiver if you can't make decisions for yourself?
I'm sorry, Thomas. What Dr. Stiphen means is, do you have any family in the area that can be here for you?
Well, I have a good friend. His name is Lewis. He lives in town here. I don't really have anyone else. We're very close. Yeah, I would like for him to be the one to make decisions for me. We really haven't talked about this. I could give you his phone number.
Thomas, I just want to make sure you understand the condition that your heart is in.
I'm dying. My heart has had enough.
I really think, as far as the production and crew and cast go, that I am definitely being watched over. It has been literally one miracle after another, the people that have stepped forward and volunteered because they truly believe in this project. My poor husband drafted him into this, and he's been working 24 hours a day on it. We've gotten executive producers to come forward without pay to help coordinate and really get some skilled crew members together. We've got a sound crew and a photography director and really amazing resources and equipment. The hospital I work at has volunteered us to use a lot of different facilities on weekends when no patients or visitors are around. People have just come forward, and the actors have really put their heart and soul into it, and I can sit with them and explain where my thoughts were, and they get it, and they bring this incredible emotion to these characters, and they also bring the laughter. And I'm just so proud of the group we've amassed. We're actually becoming a family, and we enjoy working together. So I'm very, very lucky in what's happening. Any contribution we can get would really, first of all, help us keep these actors. We've been able to pay just a few, like a basic wage, but obviously they have to work for a living, and I would really like to be able to pay them more so that they can stay committed. And they are emotionally, but financially you also have to make some tough choices, and I would hate to lose the crew that we have. And in saying crew, I'm including cast, but also our technical people. They're giving their heart and soul to this. This is amazing, and the hours they're putting in. And I would really like to better compensate them, even if it's gas money. Ideally, I would like to be able to pay them a wage. And then I would like to have money where we can feed them decently. Right now, my husband and I are trying to come up with that. And I know it's a challenge for us, and it is getting to the point that we really have to look at other options.
Thomas, go on. Nice catch, Thomas. Going all state. Toss me the ball back. You know what? You keep it. Brew buddies for life. Oh, this one.
To be able to accomplish that. But there's costumes, there's different set things we need, and also come future, we need editing, we need soundtrack, we need a lot of post-production costs. We got to have some money to enter this film into medical film festivals, into regular festivals, even to look at distributors. There's so much that's coming up, so we're trying to get this out in front of as many people as we can and hope that they can see the importance of it and help us out. I want us to learn how to celebrate the journey. We got to give up on the fact that if we can't cure someone, we failed. Instead, we need to focus on the time that they have and make it as special and as quality as possible. So I hope this is a start.